There is something quietly magical about a small home that manages to feel open, bright, and effortlessly elegant, a space that defies its own footprint, making every guest pause at the threshold and wonder how something so compact can feel so generously, so beautifully alive. When space is limited, every design decision carries amplified weight, and color becomes the single most powerful tool available, the invisible architecture that shapes how a room is perceived, how light moves through it, how large or intimate it feels, and how deeply it invites you to settle in and stay. The right palette can completely transform a compact layout into a luxurious, open-concept sanctuary that feels calm, expansive, and beautifully curated, not in spite of its size, but with a precision and intentionality that larger homes rarely need to develop. In 2026, open-concept small homes are increasingly at the forefront of minimalist luxury interior design, celebrated for the creative discipline they demand and the extraordinary results that discipline produces. By combining designer color trends, smart zoning techniques, layered neutral palettes, and seamless interior color flow, even the most modest floor plans can feel high-end, considered, and genuinely, personally extraordinary.
Before we delve into our exploration, allow us to extend a warm welcome back to Amica Studio. For those joining us for the first time, we invite you to subscribe for more captivating insights into home and interior design inspiration.
Open-concept small homes, luxury modern color ideas that transform tiny living spaces. In this guide, you will discover how to use luxury color ideas, open-plan styling strategies, modern color combinations, and elegant contrast techniques to create a home that feels bigger, brighter, and more refined, without adding a single extra square meter, structural change, or significant budget investment. Whether you are styling a tiny home, a compact urban apartment, or a small house with an open floor plan, these ideas will help you design with the intention and confidence of a professional interior designer, blending color harmony, spatial flow, and modern luxury aesthetics into a space that truly, completely feels like home. From light-reflective living room palettes and smart color zoning techniques to statement walls and warm minimalist finishes, each section reveals the color intelligence behind the most admired small luxury interiors of the year. One. Open-plan living room color ideas that make small homes feel bigger, brighter, and more luxurious. Luxury living room color ideas for open-concept small homes. A well-designed open-plan living room color palette is the single most transformative design investment available to a small home. Warm whites, soft taupe, and light reflective ivory tones work together to create a visual openness that allows natural light to travel freely across the space, bouncing between surfaces in ways that make even the most compact room feel considerably more generous and more luminous than its actual dimensions suggest. These luxury small living room color ideas pair with particular beauty alongside minimalist furniture in natural materials, a linen sofa in warm oat, a travertine or light oak coffee table, sheer curtains that maximize daylight, helping the room feel simultaneously airy and sophisticated without any single element overwhelming the modest layout. Bright and airy interior color schemes that expand small spaces. One of the most effective and most widely applied strategies in luxury small open concept living is the commitment to a cohesive, light-based color palette that visually stretches every dimension of the room. Cream tones, pale warm beige, and soft grays reflect natural light from wall to wall, creating a luminous, expansive atmosphere that makes the space appear larger, calmer, and more inviting than any bolder or more varied palette could achieve in the same footprint. The key to preventing this approach from feeling flat or characterless is texture layering within the same color family: linen cushion covers, a chunky wool rug, matte finish wall paint beside a semi-gloss architrave, a woven rattan pendant, all contributing visual and tactile richness that reads as depth rather than color, keeping the room feeling simultaneously minimal and luxuriously detailed. This open-concept color trend is among the most consistently searched and most widely implemented luxury interior styling approaches of 2026. Two. Luxury color combinations and modern neutral layers for elegant open-concept tiny home interiors. Modern neutral color combinations for luxury small homes. Layering modern neutral color combinations is one of the most sophisticated and most rewarding approaches to creating a luxury feel in a small open-concept interior. Warm beige walls paired with creamy upholstery and light oak furniture create a cohesive, elegant visual foundation that flows across living, dining, and kitchen zones with the seamless coherence of a single, unified design intention rather than a collection of individual room decisions. Introducing subtle tonal variation within this neutral framework: stone gray on a single feature wall, a muted warm brown in a rug, soft sand in the linen curtains, prevents the palette from reading as monotonous while maintaining the visual harmony that open-plan small home design demands above all other qualities. This designer color palette for small homes provides the timeless, spatially generous foundation from which every other design element, furniture, lighting, plants, art, can be introduced and appreciated with the clarity and confidence that competing colors would immediately undermine. Layered textures and elegant color depth for tiny interiors. True luxury in a small home is never achieved through quantity or elaboration but through depth, the specific, irreplaceable quality of richness that emerges when textured fabrics, matte finishes, and subtly varied color gradients within a consistent neutral palette are layered with patience and confidence across every surface of an open-concept interior. A boucle sofa cover in warm cream beside a smooth marble tray, a ribbed linen cushion against a plain cotton throw, a raw plaster wall finish behind a smooth painted architrave, each pairing creates a moment of tactile and visual conversation that makes the room feel complex, interesting, and genuinely luxurious without requiring a single bold color choice or a single additional object beyond those already carefully in place. Three. Smart color zoning techniques to define living, dining and kitchen in open small spaces. Color zoning ideas for open concept small home layouts. In an open concept small home, creating a sense of purposeful organization without the physical boundaries of walls is one of the most technically interesting and most creatively rewarding challenges in interior design, and color zoning is the most elegant and most spatially generous solution available, using slightly warmer undertones in the living area, subtly cooler or more neutral tones in the dining zone, and a clean, crisp palette in the kitchen to create intuitive spatial boundaries that the eye reads immediately and naturally without any hard edge or physical division interrupting the open flow. These smart interior zoning ideas work most effectively when the different tones used in each zone share the same underlying color family, all warm neutrals. Seamless color transitions for open-plan living spaces. The difference between a color-zoned open-plan interior that feels thoughtfully designed and one that feels simply inconsistent lies entirely in the quality of its transitions, the smooth gradient shifts, complementary undertone relationships, and consistent metallic or material accents that guide the eye from one zone to the next with the fluid, continuous logic of a single design narrative rather than the jarring interruption of unrelated color choices meeting at an invisible boundary. Maintaining a consistent undertone across all zones, warm golden undertones in every neutral, or cool gray undertones throughout, is the foundational principle that makes seamless open-plan color design work, ensuring that even visually distinct zones share a common tonal language that reads as cohesion rather than compromise. This seamless open-plan interior design approach, when executed with confidence and tonal precision, makes the small home feel not merely organized but genuinely sophisticated and spatially accomplished. Four. Elegant kitchen color trends for seamless flow in open-concept small home design. Luxury kitchen color trends for small open spaces. The kitchen in an open-concept small home occupies a uniquely visible and architecturally prominent position. It is seen from almost every angle of the floor plan, its cabinetry and surfaces forming a significant portion of the overall interior's visual mass. And in 2026, the luxury small kitchen color trends that produce the most beautiful and most spatially effective results combine matte cabinetry in soft warm neutrals, greige, warm white, and the palest sage, with warm wood open shelving, subtle marble or stone countertops, and brushed brass hardware that introduces the warm metallic accent running consistently through the entire open-plan palette. These modern kitchen color ideas work so effectively because they are designed from the outset to read as part of the wider open-plan interior rather than as a self-contained kitchen aesthetic. The cabinetry tones echo the wall color of the adjacent living zone, the wood shelving references the coffee table or dining chairs, and the brass hardware anticipates the pendant lights or picture frames elsewhere in the space. Seamless kitchen-to-living color flow design. Achieving a truly seamless color flow between the kitchen and living areas of an open-concept small home requires a deliberate and consistent repetition of design elements across both zones. The warm wood tone introduced in the kitchen's open shelving or cabinet detailing should reappear in the living room's coffee table or side table. The marble or stone of the kitchen countertop should echo in a living room tray or decorative object, and the metallic finish of the kitchen hardware should be reflected in the living area's lighting fixtures and curtain poles. This material and color repetition creates a visual rhythm of such consistency and coherence that the eye travels across the entire open plan as if reading a single, beautifully composed sentence rather than two separate paragraphs, making the space feel larger, more connected, and more intentionally designed in every direction. The seamless kitchen-to-living color flow design is among the most searched and most valued qualities in luxury small home interior design for 2026. Five. Two-tone color styling and dark accent ideas to add depth, contrast, and bold luxury without clutter. Two-tone color ideas for modern small homes. Two-tone color styling is one of the most creatively satisfying and most spatially effective techniques available for adding visual sophistication to a small open-concept interior, pairing a light, warm neutral on the upper portion of walls with a slightly deeper, warmer tone on the lower section creates an immediate sense of architectural articulation and visual interest that single-color walls in small rooms never achieve, making the space feel considered, layered, and considerably more designed without adding any physical object or furniture. This technique works with particular power in open-plan small homes because it adds visual depth at eye level where it is most continuously perceived, while keeping the upper walls and ceiling light and luminous to maintain the spatial openness that small footprints demand. Dark accent design for depth and sophisticated contrast. Incorporating dark accent colors, charcoal, deep warm brown, matte black, or the deepest forest green, into a light palette small open concept interior produces the sophisticated, high-contrast visual drama that elevates the entire design from simply pleasant to genuinely, memorably luxurious. And the most effective applications of this technique use dark accents sparingly and architecturally rather than in large, space-compressing quantities. Dark matte black on window frames and internal door architraves, deep charcoal on a single recessed bookcase or alcove, and warm dark brown in a leather accent chair or a walnut side table each introduce the depth and material contrast that a neutral small home needs to feel complete and fully realized rather than unfinished and overly cautious. Six. Light, airy and warm minimalist color palettes that maximize natural light in open floor plans. Light-focused color palettes for small open homes. Maximizing natural light through color is the foundational design strategy of every truly successful small open concept interior. Light reflective shades of ivory, warm white, and the softest pale blush or barely there sage on walls and ceilings create a luminous environment in which available daylight is amplified, distributed, and retained for longer throughout the day, making the room feel genuinely bright and open at every hour rather than dependent on favorable conditions. The most effective light-focused color palettes for small open homes are not simply white but white with warmth, a slight golden or cream undertone that prevents the space from feeling clinical or cold while still delivering the maximum light reflectivity that a compact floor plan needs to feel as generous and as welcoming as possible. Warm minimalist color ideas for cozy open spaces. The risk in any small home designed around light, airy neutrals is the drift toward a palette that feels cold, impersonal, or characterless, and the warm minimalist color approach that produces the most beautiful and most genuinely livable results avoids this entirely by ensuring that every neutral chosen carries a warm golden, amber, or honey undertone that makes the space feel embracing and cozy even at its most minimal. Incorporating warm lighting to complement the warm undertone palette, introducing natural textures in linen, wool, and raw wood that add tactile warmth at every scale, and choosing furniture in warm natural materials, a honey oak dining table, a camel leather accent chair, a sand-toned boucle sofa, ensures that the open-concept interior feels invitingly human and warmly domestic rather than exhibit-like or impersonal. Seven. Statement wall colors and soft earthy pastel blends for cozy, cohesive open-concept living spaces. Statement wall color ideas for open-concept homes. A carefully chosen statement wall color is the most efficient and most creatively satisfying way to introduce personality, depth, and architectural interest into a small open-concept home without committing to a bold palette across every surface, and the tones trending most powerfully in luxury small home color design for 2026 are muted, dusty, and nature referencing. A soft sage green with gray undertones that feels simultaneously fresh and grounding, a warm terracotta that brings the heat and richness of earth and ceramics, a dusty blue that reads as calm and sophisticated without the visual weight of deeper navy. These statement wall colors work so effectively in open-concept small homes because they create a focal point that gives the space a sense of direction and visual hierarchy. Earthy pastel color blends for cohesive small interiors. Soft earthy pastels represent one of the most beautiful and most practically effective color strategies for maintaining visual cohesion and tonal warmth across an entire open-concept small home. The combination of sage green, soft clay, warm blush, and dusty sand creates a natural, biophilic-inspired color palette that feels simultaneously modern and timelessly connected to the organic world, making every room feel calm, grounded, and deeply pleasant to inhabit at every hour and in every season. These nature-referencing tones work with particular harmony alongside natural materials, linen in warm cream, raw oak furniture, terracotta ceramic vessels, stone surfaces in warm mineral tones. Conclusion. Designing a luxury open-concept small home is not about having more space, it is about using what you have with the kind of focused, deliberate intention that transforms every color choice, every texture, and every lighting decision from a practical necessity into a genuine act of design. Through light-reflective palettes that amplify spatial generosity, smart color zoning that gives every zone its own identity without fragmenting the open plan's essential flow, warm minimalist texture layering that adds richness without clutter, and the confident deployment of statement colors and dark accents that give the interior its depth and personality. As you explore these color ideas and DIY techniques, let your own space be the canvas and your own instincts be the guide, whether you are drawn to the calm luminosity of warm whites and soft creams, the sophisticated drama of two-tone contrast and dark accents, the nature-connected warmth of earthy pastels, or the cohesive elegance of layered neutral combinations. The beauty of color design lies in how personally and how precisely it can reflect who you are and how you want to feel in the place you call home. Begin with a single wall, a new set of cushion covers, or a change of light bulb. Notice how immediately and how profoundly even the smallest color decision shifts the atmosphere of a room, and let that first transformation give you the confidence to continue, room by room and palette by palette, until your small home feels exactly as luxurious, as open, and as beautifully, completely yours as you have always imagined it could be.